So, segment number 2, the truth leaked about Colin Kaepernick. For those who do know, this kind of ties in with the show today. We started off initially with the death threats calls from the Nolan Wells case, but we also know Colin Kaepernick was also one of the donors who provided the money for the independent autopsy. I know a lot of y'all might not look deep into things, but if you just watched Ben Crump at the National Urban League, he did not mention Colin Kaepernick anymore. His name has not been brought up anymore. Who knows? Could just be me with a conspiracy theory. But with that being said, Mysonne is going to tell us a little bit more about Colin Kaepernick.
Over 50 times. He did a bunch of times in jail, got shot, all types of shit. Nobody talks about that. They just call him in. You don't realize all the shit he sacrificed. The average nigga never sacrificed.
Like Muhammad Ali, that's what I respect.
Nobody understands that. And I'm like, damn, you sit there and call a nigga a sellout that you didn't do 1% of what he did.
That's
for
right.
our people.
So let me ask you, with that being said, how you feel about the Kaepernick slander that they give Jay with dealing with the NFL? Because to me, let me just tell you, my point of view and my perspective, not like I spoke
this might go viral.
Not like I spoke to Jay. I didn't hear this from Jay. We don't talk about this. These are not his words. So don't think that. This is my opinion.
Yep.
If your choice is I'm going to make this movement and that choice costs you your job, right? And then an artist that you don't know, didn't grow up with, don't own you, no allegiance, nothing, come and take a deal with the NFL, however it went down, I don't know, I'm not in the meetings. But to change the halftime, the narrative of black culture, whatever they was pushing their agenda, you know what it was, probably more than me. But my thing is, if your teammates didn't follow you, why should Jay have to follow you? Why is he wrong? They continued to play and still play to this day. But because Jay do a halftime show, he's wrong.
So let me give you my perspective from the inside.
Okay.
Right. So that your perspective is a perspective. I don't know if I would exactly agree with that to the fullest extent, but I'm giving you from the inside, right? So when the whole Kaepernick thing first started, my organization was one of the first organizations to protest with Kaepernick. Like we went to NFL, had a big protest outside the NFL downtown. We was at the headquarters. Like we spearheaded all of that. We was on emails with Kaepernick. Like I was frontline. I'm with Cap t-shirts.
I remember all that.
Boycotting the NFL. Like I was to the point where there was a time like when they was doing the Super Bowl and the battle rappers, these is my niggas. They did a commercial for the NFL. Like they always battle rapping and they all this shit. And these are my niggas. And I went online. It's like, yo, niggas really selling us out. We boycott the NFL. And yet they really paid y'all to do this. And Kayshawn, who was my man, me and him almost got into a situation in a club. We in a strip club and he walked up to me like, yo, you attacking her? And we face to face. I'm like, my nigga, this is what we doing. And he's like, nah, but we don't know nothing about that. I'm a nigga from the hood just trying. And I said, I have to respect that. And I love you. And we had both our teams together. We had to say, nah, this shit ain't like that. This is my brother. But it caused tension. So I was really in this shit for real.
That's right.
So we going back and forth and we trying to boycott this and that. I see Jay come in. He got the Kaepernick jersey. He front and center with it. One day, Kaepernick stopped answering niggas' phone calls. We on the line like we planned the next action. We on the email. They like, yo, Kaepernick is not answering nobody's emails anymore. He done left the group chats.
Damn.
And niggas is like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know nothing about none of this.
This is what I'm saying. This I'm telling you this for a fact. I know this for a fact. So I'm like, what you mean he left it? Like, we don't know. And this happened for weeks. Like, you can ask top activists. A lot of them don't say nothing, but a lot of them know this shit happened.
Damn.
So I'm like, what you mean he left the group chat? They like, nah, they like, he just went silent on us. And then next thing you know, we seen Kaepernick has a settlement. He got a settlement. They say he signed the NDA. And I'm like, he didn't tell us. He didn't. So you saying that we did all of this shit? That niggas sacrificed and beefing with other niggas and we doing all this shit. And the nigga we sacrificed for just disappeared from the movement and didn't even notify us to say, yo, look, I'm gonna take this. Because you got the right to take the settlement.
That's right.
Nigga, this is your job. Like everybody saying, yo, he took a settlement. And he should have took a settlement because they owed him his money.
That's right.
But he owed us, the people that sacrificed with him, the right and just the heads up to say, this is what we doing. This shit is, because we can't for a movement for you without you.
No, hell no. I can't fight. Nigga, I can't fight for you.
If you can't say no, you not saying you can't, even if you don't want to say no, whatever it is, we can't fight.
That's right.
You the face of this shit. Because we need to be able to be at the press conference with you saying we got Kaepernick here and we standing with him, and the NFL need to do him right.
That's right.
So now we don't even got the evidence that you got that they said that they colluded and did this shit. You can't even present that to the public no more. You can't even expose the NFL for the shit they did wrong. So how can we help you? And you left us in the fucking trenches with nothing. So now I'm saying to I swear to God, I'm like, y'all serious? Like this happened? Ask Charlamagne to tell you. It's niggas will tell you that this literally happened. And I was so confused. So
no, Charlamagne won't tell you. That's why he haven't told us.
So when Jay did it, I'm like, well, niggas got to figure out how do we salvage some of this shit to where we just ain't left in the trenches with nothing.
Exactly.
Because if you put your face and your capital, your celebrity capital on the line to stand with a nigga, and he just
disappear
into thin air,
you got to make a move.
How am I mad at him for saying, okay, fuck that, we gonna get something out of this?
That's right.
Black people gonna get something out of this because we didn't do all of this, all this way for him to just take a settlement, and we didn't get nothing like that because I didn't think that's what it was about. And even if that was about, tell us that's what it's about,
fact.
So we can fall back.
And
you know what I'm saying? And that's for me. And it's like, and I knew this for years, and I keep hearing niggas say this. I'm like, yo, niggas, Kaepernick left us in the trenches, bro.
I'm glad
he was the general of the army and left the fucking army in the trenches
on the front line.
And I dare nigga to tell me I'm lying. This is on my kids. I dare nigga to tell me I'm lying, and that shit hurt me because and I still love what he does to this day, bro. He got the I know your rights, and I'm not saying anything against what he sacrificed. Even he just paid for the young boys autopsy, all these things. I love what he does. But I just don't like this narrative that niggas did dirty by him when he literally left. And if that's what you wanted to do, I'm just saying I would have never did that.
That's right.
I just would have never left niggas that followed me and was willing to sacrifice for me because you sacrificed.
That's right, 100%.
So if I sacrifice, if I see you sacrifice it and I decide that I'm gonna sacrifice with you, I'm gonna at least say, look, yo, we gonna take the settlement. I'm not gonna be able to say nothing.
Give you a heads up.
Give me a heads up, nigga. To this day, there's never been a conversation, and he act like he mad with everybody else, and I'm so confused with that shit, bro.
So there you have it, man. Mysonne was on Memphis Bleak's podcast, and he leaked some truth about Colin Kaepernick. And how you guys feel about this? Because I have questions, but I'll let you guys go.
I'm pretty sure with some NDAs in that when he signed with the NFL.
Yeah, he said that.
He couldn't even disclose what the amount was that he got, and I know he got $13 million from Nike for that commercial. So just the $13 million probably get him to hush the up, you know what I mean, out the gate. So with that being said, when that bread get involved, that hungry, horny, and broke, I'm telling you every time, and I figured that out a long time.
But let me give you a better way to think about it, Plug. Could this also been someone, right? Because Mysonne almost double talked, but it was kind of weird. Like he exposed him, but then he also said he still appreciates what he does, right? So
because he understood.
Yes, so that almost sounds like Kaepernick played within the system to fulfill his bigger vision.
That bread.
Okay.
I'll say that bread so he can sit now him sitting in the shadows. This is the first thing that with the Nolan Wells case, this is the first thing I've seen he's done, a humanitarian mission.
They say his rights first or whatever he said paid for a lot of different independent autopsies from a lot of African Americans. I don't know if Rain could find a list of how many he has done, but it's supposed to have been a list of people.
And actually, he was just honored with the new Ralph Ellison Award for Defenders of Civil Rights and Liberty this month, recognizing him for his decade of activism. Let me see. It's called the Know Your Rights Camp. I'll look it up to see which what all they've done.
So that just, but at the same time, like what Buddy was saying, like, does that erase what he did right there?
But that depends. That depends on you guys. That's what I want. Man, we having a conversation. Perfect. Like that's what those are the questions I have. Right. Like when we have these discussions and we talk about things, does one not outweigh the other? If a person showed you who they truly are, would they not show you again just because they're doing good deeds on the back end? How can you really trust to take money from someone who say they support a cause but also would step away from a cause?
Yeah, which is his own cause.
So
because he can't do one without the other.
Yes. So when you start,
but it was just a conversation though. But it was a conversation. But could you have that conversation? Because you know everybody that you're talking to is there for you.
Yes. So we talk about this all the time, right? Like people, Colin Kaepernick probably felt uncomfortable to have the conversation because maybe he doesn't want to get called Uncle Tom, or you're not black enough, or you're not, because we all seen this documentary, right? Or the movie they tried to put out of him that kind of depicts his life. Yeah. And I think that's what you see a lot of. I think, and this is what I'm starting to like recognize even for myself, is that in life, you have to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Some people are going to be a brains of an operation. Some people are going to be the muscle of the operation. You got to pick which one you are. In my opinion, Kaepernick was the brains of the operation. He didn't have the brunt force to go out there. He wasn't going to be like a Mysonne who's standing up for the cause, who's going to be doing all those things. That was never in him. But he did want to support the things that he believed in. But his support looks like monetary support. Monetary support, and also his name behind the monetary support. And I think we have to get to a place that we are okay with people playing the role that they're good at. Instead of judging them for not being like you, why not just applaud them for still being a part of the solution? Regardless that it might not look like you want it to look like, sound like you want it to sound like, but at the end of the day, they're still part of the solution.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, he's still part of the solution. He's still helping out families that couldn't afford to get these things done. He's still part of the solution at the end of the day. So shouldn't that be the main focus and not how you feel about a person? Because they don't talk like you, they don't feel the way you do, or they play the game a little bit different than you do. Like, like so. What you
so the Know Your Rights camp, they pay for second autopsies for family dealing with in custody or suspicious deaths. It completed back in 2024. It completed 32. They have done over $435,000 worth of autopsy services, and it's completed almost 100 almost 100 by the end of 24. They give free legal representation for people arrested while protesting police violence or other perceived injustices. They've given over $100 million for COVID-19 relief. They do youth camps and educational programming, like for legal rights and civic engagement, Black history, financial literacy, all that good stuff. They helped more than 4,100 young people throughout 2024, including more than 900 in Detroit and Philadelphia camps in 24. They do school supplies, clothes, and youth giveaways, back to school services, books opposing censorship, food assistance for migrants and asylum seekers, transportation to voting locations, cars and fuel for community organizers, mobile app, podcasts, and legal information sources. Tons of things that that organization does.
Yeah.
And supports. So.
And so tonight we're talking about like leaked information, right? Nobody knew about this until he just spoke about it, right? He even said you can ask people like Charlemagne. Well, Charlemagne wasn't gonna tell nobody. So this leaked information now could create an unpopular narrative, right? Because now you're going to have two sides. You're going to have people like us who are just having a cordial conversation, seeing both sides of it. The chat is seeing both sides of it. But you're also going to now have a divided group who will look at him totally different, even though he's still supporting the vision and the cause. And then, like you was about to say something, Plug, my bad. Oh, you muted, or your mic not connected. There you go.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Loud.
There you go. You good. You good.
Yeah. So what I was finna say is because he probably understood. That's why, because he probably understood Charlemagne didn't say anything because he understood the things that he was doing behind the scenes. And he probably understands what comes with that. My son probably ain't been on that level to what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know NDA came with, they already had said that. They already said that when he got that money from the NFL for the collusion, that he couldn't speak on the disclose the amount. So after that, he was hush mouth. It was nothing he could say. So,
did Mysonne feel like they were owed that? Am I allowed to?
I think he was owed the conversation. I think he felt like he was owed the conversation to tell everybody why he left. You know, it's probably something that he just couldn't do. That was something that he not couldn't do as able to do it, but probably just couldn't bring himself to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing everybody rally around you.
Yeah, then you got to fade to the black like Homer in the bushes.
but Brent, go ahead, Rain.
No, go ahead.
You got
go
it.
ahead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get the point of Colin like disappearing behind the scenes, and I understand where Mysonne is coming from, saying, "Hey, you just kind of left, and we providing all this. We're standing behind you," type deal. So I guess my question is, because I'm trying just to gain understanding, as do we owe people explanations as grown people why we move the way we do?
Good question, right? I think I think it depends how tough your skin is. And obviously Colin Kaepernick believes in what he's doing is more important than trying to defend off those who don't believe like you. Or don't see things from your like that's a form of maturity over time. It's like if somebody's going to have a narrative, you're not going to change their narrative about you. Like it's nothing you can do. That's how they feel about you. That's how they think about you. It's okay. You have to know in your heart, what are you doing? What are you doing to make people's lives better? You know, who are you donating to? What causes are you doing? I'm sure Plug about to get busy with possibly giving out more free haircuts and things of that nature for people back to school. More like, but he doesn't talk about it every day. He ain't posting it on his social media all day. Like that's not something he has to speak about. So people could challenge him in his beliefs, but he knows, I know what I'm doing for the community.
Has social media made it for the masses? Like, you know, I say this, you know, Prince, he was a humanitarian, right? I can't say the word.
Philanthropist. Yeah.
There you go, right there.
Philanthropist.
And nobody knew that until after he passed. You know, nobody knew what he poured into until after he passed. So as grown folk, you know, is it my responsibility, the narrative that you see of me, or is it your responsibility, the narrative you see of me?
Say that last part one more time.
Is it my responsibility, the narrative that you see of me, or is it your responsibility? The picture is painted. Because if I choose not to disclose what I do privately for others, then that's my business. And the way you perceive me is really your opinion. That's your problem. I don't see it as my problem.
That's
so
real.
If you want to see me that way, then you see me as that way. As long as I'm satisfied with me, within myself, and what I'm doing for others, or what I don't do for others, or what I do for the life that I'm living, as long as I'm satisfied, the way you perceive me, that's your business. That's your thought.
True. I agree. I would love to hear. I haven't seen any like other people speak on it from the other opposite end yet. Because I would see, because like Mysonne said, it's a whole channel dedicated to people who like literally bash him. I haven't seen any of it yet, but I'm sure if it is true, it'll come across the algorithm at some point. Now that I played this video, but yeah, man, great segment number 2, man. The truth that leaked about Kaepernick. I'm gonna let you get